Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucia and this is Lulu's Leaves.
I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. And I feel misunderstood cause I'm trying hard to love.
Today I have a really exciting video for you guys. I actually went plant shopping with my mom this weekend. We did our first little spring greenhouse adventure and it was really fun. We did stop at a few different nurseries. Unfortunately, I forgot my memory card, so I wasn't able to film, but it actually was really nice because I find most of the times these days when I go to nurseries, I am filming. So it was a good break for me and I was really able to just enjoy my surroundings and pick out some really awesome plants that I want to show you guys today. And I do want to mention I kept all of these plants under $60 individually. So there are some that are less expensive and there are some that are almost up to that $60 mark, but I did go and purchase plants that weren't crazy expensive. Quite honestly, I don't have the money to be buying multiple $100 plants. So I really wanted to look around and see what plants made me really happy without a crazy price tag. So I definitely got some really interesting plants this time around too. These aren't plants that you would typically see on my channel, but I'm really trying to step out of my comfort zone, and now that I have a little bit more space for my plants, I really want to just expand my collection with plants that make me the most happy. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, definitely continue watching this video all the way through to the end. And if you enjoy it, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe down below so that you don't miss out on any future content. Also, if you'd like to join as a member, you can do so by clicking the first link in the description down below. That helps me out a ton. But with all of that out of the way, let's get straight on into today's video. So I actually did want to mention the first two plants are from a trade that I did this weekend. I had a few little cuttings that I traded with a local plant enthusiast and she was very awesome. She gave me some of my wish list plants, so let me bring them over here. The first plant that we traded for is this Syngonium Three Kings, or Syngonium Magic Marble, if you guys know it as that. I am really excited about this one. It obviously has a lower variegation level, but this is the second last leaf, so it's obvious that the variegation can come back kind of unannounced. So I'm really excited to see what the next leaf looks like, but there are some of the other leaves close up. You can see they definitely still have some variegation, and then this one kind of popped out randomly, but I'm really hopeful that this one will come back with some more variegation, and if not, I'm able to cut it back to that node and see if it will produce it there, because there are definitely a few nodes here to work with. But this is definitely one plant that was on my wish list, so I'm very grateful to the person I traded with. I am really going to cherish this plant and I'm really excited to watch it grow in my care. I love how fast growing Syngoniums are, and they're definitely on my radar this year. So I'm keeping an eye out for some pretty cool Syngoniums. So yeah, that's that guy. We'll move on. I do have one other Syngonium that I did get from the same trade, so I'll show you that. So this next one here is the Syngonium Wendlandii. And if you guys have seen my channel before, you know that I already have this plant, but I just have a small one of it. And now I've actually combined the two. So the plant that I got in the trade is this larger one in here, and it had 3 leaves. And then my little guy is in here also with 3 leaves. But yeah, it's looking a lot more full now, so that's really exciting. I'm really happy to have a more full plant, and while I wasn't necessarily looking for this, when it came up in the plants that she had to trade, I was definitely interested, because why would you pass up something as cute as this guy here? I really do find the Wendlandii to be a pretty easy syngonium. You do have to make sure you keep these guys watered, because if they go too long without being watered, they do start to yellow because the leaves are seriously paper thin. But other than that, they are very, very easy care. They don't need any extra humidity. That goes for all of the syngoniums that I personally have. They are very, very even keel and not fussy at all. So yeah, that's my syngonium Wendlandii. Hope you guys like it. And both of those guys were completely free because I did trade for them. The next stop on my trip was to Bradford Greenhouses in Barrie, and I want to show you guys what I got from there. I got two really beautiful Papio Pendulum orchids, so let me show you guys what I got. Unfortunately, I do not have an ID for either of these guys. I'm pretty sure they are relatively common, so if you do know, please leave a comment down below and I will pin it. If you know both of them, that would be fantastic, just so that any viewers who are interested will be able to get one if they want one. But look how incredible this guy is. This is a type of mottled leaved Papio Pendulum, and that is by far my favorite type. But I also think the flowers on these guys are just incredible. This is actually one that I have wanted for quite some time now. It has a dark purple flower and it's that beautiful lady slipper shape. I think that it's so, so cool, and I love how shiny it is also. That's one thing that you don't really realize about orchids until you see a super healthy one. They are very shiny. Especially this Papio Pendulum genus. But yeah, I'm super excited to be able to expand my Papio Pendulum collection because they aren't usually found just in random garden centers, and I was able to find one in a garden center. So really, really excited about that. It did just flower. I actually cut the flower off because it was dying. I got this one on a discount. It was $54. But I got it for $44, I think, because the flower was dead. So that was a really great deal in my opinion. These usually go for at least $50 in this area. So that's really, really great. I will show you the next Papio Pendulum now, and I'll tell you this one is a little bit more exciting. The only reason I say this one is more exciting is not because of the foliage, but because of the flower. This is one of the coolest flowers I have ever seen on an orchid. It was really, really hard for me to walk by this and not grab it. I can't really tell if this flower just opened or if it's starting to die off now, but the petals seem to be pretty strong still, so that seems to be a good sign. Usually they get a little bit limp before they die, but this is honestly just such an incredible, incredible flower. You can see the dots up at the top there. It looks almost like a Dalmatian, or I don't even know how to describe this, but it is really, really spectacular. And then you can see here kind of what it grows from. It's like a little stalk here. I really don't know anything about orchid terminology, but it is seriously epic. And I don't use the word epic often, so. This is also a Papio Pendulum, and it does have a little bit of veination in the leaves. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it. Yeah, I think you can see it a little bit there, but it's definitely not as prominent as the other plant. You can see it a little bit more on this leaf here, I think. It's really hard to say, but it does still have some cool foliage, and I like that it's more long and trailing because it looks a little bit more like a grassy type orchid, which, I mean, they're not my favorite, but I like that this is almost trailing a little bit. That's kind of what I'm getting at. And it also does have two plants within this plant, so it made like a little cakey at one point. So hopefully I get another flower on this sometime soon, but we will have to just wait and see. I'm not in any crazy rush to get another flower because this one is still here. All right, that's that for this Papio Pendulum. This one was $60, and it is a Papio Pendulum complex variety. So that doesn't tell me much, but I think it might be a cross. The next trip that we made was over to Springwater Greens. The next trip that we made was over to Springwater Garden Center, and when we were there, I decided I was going to get a Pothos variety, and I'm really giving Pothos another shot here. You guys know I'm not great at taking care of Pothos, but I'm really trying with this year. So I am talking about this Pothos. I believe this is the Pearls and Jade. I'm pretty sure the Pearls and Jade has that nice speckling on the leaves as well as the green and white. But if I'm wrong and this is the Enjoy, please let me know. I'm really, really curious. I can't remember what the pot said, but I actually did get 3 of these guys and put them all together in this terracotta pot. So I purchased each of these plants. They were all in 4-inch pots for $10. So this plant was $30 altogether, which I think is not bad at all. And I'm really excited to watch it trail. I believe these are a slower growing Pothos variety, but I have nothing but time and I don't see myself getting rid of this plant anytime soon. It's just a nice staple. And for some reason, I feel like this is gonna be the next it Pothos because Mandula and this look somewhat similar. So maybe people will start looking for these guys when they realize that the Mandula is a little bit maybe overpriced. I don't know. I said in a video a while ago that I didn't want a Mandula Pothos, but I'm kind of going back on that now. I think that I do want one, so we'll see. I might find a trade for one locally. I think that I have quite a few plants that I could trade that would be of equal value to the Mandula, so I'll keep you guys updated on that. But yeah, this is I think an 8-inch pot, so now I have a nice 8-inch pot of Pearls and Jade, I think. I do also want to mention before I go into any more plants that all of these places had some cooler plants than what I got, or more expensive plants really, and I just decided not to get them this time around. A lot of them I did have already. There were a lot of crystallinums and Perus and stuff like that, just things that I already do have, so I obviously wasn't going to buy them again. But yeah, I'm really happy with these next 2. They're super exciting and very exotic looking plants. So let me show you these next 2. I did post a picture over on my Instagram, on my stories of this one, and all of you guys were going nuts over it. I got at least 15 to 20 DMs just about this one plant, asking what it was called. I probably should have put the name on the picture, but I didn't. So I am talking here about this Leopard Lily. I can't remember the official name, but I will put it on the screen. I think I'm gonna have names on the screen for all of these plants, but this is one of my favorite new plants. I think it is just so spectacular. In my opinion, it looks like a frog, and I don't know why I feel that way, but I think that it's so cool. And when I was a kid, I was all about catching frogs and stuff like that. So this is definitely a cool plant for me and brings me back a little bit to that. Yeah, it is also in bloom. I don't know what this is gonna look like when those open up necessarily, but I don't think it's anything crazy special. I might actually end up chopping this off to give the plant a little bit more energy for leaves. But these spotted leaves on this one are just so spectacular, and there's also another little bloom coming up there. These plants are also really cool because you wouldn't expect it, but they actually grow out of bulbs similar to an alocasia or a caladium. So that's kind of how their growth pattern looks. I don't know if you guys can see under there, but they do kind of just all come bushing out from the center of that bulb. It's really hard to show you because this is a very bushy plant, but yeah, it is really, really interesting, and I can't wait to take care of it and learn more about it. But yeah, this is definitely one of the coolest plants I own right now, and I'm really looking forward to sharing it more with you guys in the future and in future videos. So that is the Leopard Lily. Again, the name will be on the screen at the beginning of this little segment. And I completely forgot to tell you guys, that plant and this plant that I'm about to show you are from Kim's Nature. This one was, I believe, $20, which is a great price for such a cool plant. And then this next one was $50. This is my Cobalt Fern, which I didn't realize I loved so much until I saw it and I saw a good version of it. So this is what the Cobalt Fern looks like. You can see how it looks oil slick, and it also has a blue color in it, but that's only when you see it in like a nice light. That is the coolest leaf right there. It looks like a staghorn type fern, but it is shiny and very blue. This is one that caught my eye. It also caught my mom's eye. I think I'm definitely going to have to separate this eventually and give her a little pup from it. I think that's how these guys grow. I think maybe we'll get a pup eventually, or I'll be able to separate it at the roots. But this plant is extremely cool, and I definitely want to keep it near a light source that is going to show off the colors, because in lower light, it just looks green. So you definitely need to keep it in a more medium indirect light so that you get that nice blue cobalt shift. I was on the fence about getting this one, but now that I have it, I'm very, very glad to have bought it. I also want to mention these nursery pots. I really, really like these. These are also from Kim's Nature. This one here is a, I think, 4-inch pot, and this was $4. They also have a ton of great supplies at Kim's Nature. They have sphagnum moss, all of the additives you could add to your soil mixture. They also have a ton of nursery pots and a ton of decorative pots too. So if you're looking for kind of like a one-stop shop in terms of supplies, Kim's is also really great, but they are great for their unique plants. So yeah, that is my Cobalt Fern. I hope you guys really enjoyed the variety in this video. I understand that these videos can get a little bit repetitive and boring to some of you. I know that I could watch plant videos all day long and they could be all about the same thing and I would be just okay. But I also understand that people want things to be switched up a little bit. So I'm hopeful that you guys thought this was a little bit out of the ordinary for me. And I'm really motivated to make some more unique content for you guys. So I have made a list of videos that I want to put out in the next 2 weeks. And hopefully you guys really do enjoy them. If you do, don't forget to let me know in the comments down below so that I know what to keep making and what you're not enjoying, what you are enjoying. So yeah, please don't feel shy to reach out and let me know how you're feeling about my content. I can take it. That's going to be all for this video though, guys. If you aren't already subscribed, don't forget to do so before you leave, and hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed it, or the thumbs down button. That will let me know how you guys are feeling also. But yeah, that's going to be all for me. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!